Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back to Isle and Things. Happy New Year! It's now 2016, which is weird because this is the year I get married and it's only like 5 months away, which is really weird. Really weird. So today's video I'm just kind of going to talk about my experience at David's Bridal. I know lots of people have like completely different experiences, but I thought I'd share mine with you just because I had a good experience, which I know doesn't happen very often. I started my search for dresses last July, and I went to one other place, and I'm going to film like a whole other video on my first dress shopping experience if it doesn't go up before this video. I don't know if it will. I don't know what order these are going to be going up, but we shall see. So YOLO. Just kind of dripping around with my mom being like, oh, well, where else could we go to get dresses, and we have to make an appointment and whatnot. And I was like, oh, well, I've been looking at David's Bridal like on their website a lot because they have a lot of good kind of designs of the kind of dress I was looking for. Which is kind of like almost like vintagey, lacy, maybe a super poofy one. I had no idea what I wanted, but I knew I wanted something with lace, and like I didn't want something strapless. Like I did, but I don't know. What I wanted was kind of all over the place. And so we made an appointment. Don't remember what day it was. It was like, I think it was like Thursday, because Thursdays are my only day off. And we went, and basically my whole family but my dad came. My mom, my sister, my 2 brothers, my grandma, they all came with us. We all kind of met there, and I was like, okay, let's go try some stuff on. I was a little nervous because of how many times I had heard that David's Bridal was just like the worst place to go find a dress. They're like overly expensive and all of this. I was like, okay, whatever. We're just gonna go see. I'm just gonna put other people's opinions in a corner and focus on me, which I don't get to do very often. So I went in, and walking in was really nice because the person who was at the front desk was like, oh, hey, hello, how are you? Do you have an appointment? I was like, yes, I do. My name is Elizabeth. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, I'll go find your consultant, and we'll go sit you down in this nice little area, and blah, blah, blah. So my consultant came over, and her name was Bailey, and she was like the nicest lady. She was so nice. And so she first off, like, kind of asked me questions, and I brought my giant wedding planner book, which you may or may not have already seen yet. I don't know when any of these videos are going up, and in what order. So yeah. And so I brought my big wedding planner book and kind of showed her some of the pictures I had in it, and I had for myself set a budget of only like $700 because I was planning on paying for the dress myself. And after my mom turned to us and she's like, there is no budget really. And I was like, Mom, no. Maybe she said it was like, maybe it was like a budget of like $2,000, $3,000, something like that. I couldn't remember, but I knew I was planning on paying for the dress myself, so I was like, I don't have $2,000 to fork up. That's like half my budget in itself. So I was like, okay, whatever. And she said that's basically every dress that they had in the store because there was a big sale going on. And so we kind of walked around, and I kind of gave her an idea of things I liked. She pulled, like, just walking along the racks and such. She'd pull a dress out and be like, hey, what do you think about this? And I'd be like, nah. So we'd leave it. And then I named a couple. I liked Olga Cassini and Melissa Sweet and just a few others just to see. And so I know we pulled a mermaid just because. A big ball gown, a T-length dress, and then kind of like a more A-line, just very, well, I wouldn't say plain, but it didn't have any poof. It didn't really hug my body. It was just kind of like a plain flowy dress. And then just a few other random ones that I thought were cute. And I can't remember which one we started off with because it was so long ago. Like, I should have filmed this video a while, but I just went back yesterday to get some more stuff. I know it was really nice because she was really personable with like the whole like experience, especially for the fact that everyone but my dad came. Like my 2 brothers, my younger, my older brother, which she said normally they don't see when brides are shopping for their dresses. Normally it's just like the mom and the grandma and the bridesmaids and whatever. But it was like my whole family. So she said, oh, that's really, really nice. Like, even your brothers came. I was like, yep, they're here to support me, which was really nice. So she sat us down and probably in like one of the biggest areas that they had, just so that everyone had seating. And I know a couple of other people were trying dresses on around us, but it was nice that she made it like kind of like cozy almost, like it was supposed, like it was a special event, which didn't happen at the other place. But anyways, so I tried on, I think it was the mermaid dress, and it had some lace and stuff, and immediately I was like, I hate this dress. Like, it was so ugly on me. And then just to give you like a background of me, I'm not curvy at all. I mean, I've kind of got a butt now because I've been working on my squats, and I'm not so focused on being ridiculously thin for ballet anymore. I'm kind of working on myself. But I literally have no curves. I am just like straight. So this mermaid gown on me looked hideous, and it had, I can't remember which one it was, but it was one with like kind of long sleeves and had lots of lace, and I hated it. I was like, this is not for me, like not for me at all, no. So we went to the next dress, which was a poofy lace strapless ball gown, and I thought it was pretty nice, but because I am so tiny, just kind of like all over, it kind of overwhelmed me. Like this, it was a big poof, or not like a super like poofy one that you'd see in like Disney movies or whatever. But it had a small bit of poof, but it was like, on me, it looked huge. Like this dress was so big on me, and not just size, it was just a big dress. And I was like, yeah. And also with how, I wouldn't say bony, but I'm just very petite and dainty all over, and strapless dresses don't look very good on me because it just kind of makes me look sunken in everywhere, which I didn't want at all. So I was like, okay, that one's a no. And then we tried on the T-length, which I was just kind of like, eh, like it didn't have any pizzazz. It had kind of like the overlay, the lace overlay that I liked. The sleeves only came up to here or whatever. It was like five or six sizes too big for me, so I couldn't really see that. It wasn't eh. I didn't like it very much at first. And then we tried on the regular plain A-line, and I was like, like it's okay, I don't know. And so I went back and tried on the T-length, and then she grabbed another one for me. I don't remember what it looked like. I hear my dog. She pulled another one, and I kind of liked it. Yeah, I think it had a big long train. Pretty, it had some lace and beading on it. It was just eh. And so I went back and tried the T-length one on, and I was just saying, oh well, like I like it, but it's just so plain, like it didn't have any pizzazz. And then she went and grabbed a belt with kind of the same, like, or similar looking beading as on the dress, and put that with it, and it made it look 1,000 times better. I was like, holy crap. And I honestly never thought, like I always thought that belts with dresses were like hideous. Am I in focus? So she put this belt with it, and I was like, okay, this looks a lot better. Like what else could we put with it? And she went and grabbed a veil, and oh, and then this T-length dress was ivory, which was part of my wedding colors, and I really like ivory because I feel like white on me is just, it's gonna wash me out so bad. And where I'm getting married is in like this big vintagey ballroom where I live. It's at like a country club sort of thing, and it is very, very vintage, antique looking. And I wouldn't say that my wedding is antique-y or vintagey. It's just kind of me, is how my mom and I kind of figured it out. What is he doing? Oh wow. So she went and grabbed a veil, or grabbed a few. She grabbed a really long one, just for funsies. We grabbed a bird cage. I hated the bird cage. I didn't like it at all. I thought I would, but I was like, no. And then she grabbed one that came about to my mid-back, just before my butt. And I looked at the lace on the dress and the lace on the veil, and they matched to a T. What do you want? Come here. you want loves? Do you want loves? You want to sit with mama? He wants to sit with mama. But this little lace on the veil matched the dress like perfectly. I could not believe it. And so I derped around in it for a little bit and kind of stood around. I tried on another super big poofy lacy dress. I did not like it. It was gorgeous, but it really wasn't for me. And then I put the tea-length one back on, and then we grabbed some ivory shoes to go with it. I didn't end up buying the ivory shoes, but it was really weird because like I didn't expect to cry when I looked at myself in the mirror, but I did. And then my mom was like, "Hell, turn around, let me take a picture." And she saw that I was crying. She's like, "What are you crying about?" And I was like, "This was the dress, Mom." She's like, "Oh, what? What is the dress?" She's like freaking out a little bit. And I'm trying to think what else may have happened before then. But no, like my consultant Bailey, she was like literally like the sweetest lady. She'd ask about like, "Oh, well, what did you do? Like, do you go to college? Like, where do you work? Like, let me know some of your lifestyle," just to kind of get a better idea of what I would like. And she was so nice. She was like literally like the nicest person I had met that day. Just wandering around and being out and about with my family, she was the nicest lady. And I found my dress there. And then before I actually said yes, they have you hold like a cowbell. Oh, it's not a cowbell, but it's like a little, you know those things. I cannot for the life of me think of what it's called, but it's like the little bell that you ring. I think it's just called a bell. I don't know. But she had me hold one of those, and then you have to make a wish for your wedding day. And honestly, I do not remember what I wished for. But I thought of something, and you have to close your eyes and everything. You ring the bell, and then everyone's like, "Yay!" and claps and stuff. And it's like this huge ordeal there. Like, I did not realize how special they made it because of everyone that I'd heard having experience there. They're like, "Oh, it was horrible. My consultant was a bitch, and this and this and that, and whatever." Overall, it was like the nicest experience I had dress shopping, and it was only I only went to 2 places and found my dress at David's Bridal. It wasn't one of the ones on sale, but it was within my budget. And then my grandma surprised me and bought everything that went with my dress. She got me the veil and the dress and the petticoat and the bra underpiece that goes with it. And I was like bawling. I was so happy. And when I looked at myself in the mirror wearing this dress, like I could see myself walking down the aisle. And it was like the weirdest feeling, but it was so like heartwarming to me. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is real, this is happening." And especially because it's a morning wedding, the tea-length like works perfectly, and I can run around in my dress all day. So that's gonna be nice. But no, I got like everything with my dress. I know some of the stuff was on sale, like the petticoat, the under stuff. She gave us a huge discount on it, and we got the box that goes with it so that after I'm done wearing it, we'll put it in this box. I think we put it in the box and send it off, and then they dry clean it and everything, and then put it in this box for me. So I will always have my dress, which is gonna be really nice. But no, it was absolutely wonderful going to David's Bridal and getting my dress. And then I just went back yesterday to finally look for my shoes, because I've been procrastinating for months. It's January now. Oh, before I forget, they told me because they didn't have my size in my dress in the shop, they said they'd have to order it. It may take up to like a month and a half or whatever. It came in like 3 weeks. And I was like, okay, let's go try it on. Let's make sure it's the right fit. I mean, when I got measured, because they have to measure you after you say yes to your dress, just to like really refine like your perfect fit. And mine was like a 0 to a T. Like my measurements perfectly fit a 0, which I was like, perfect. I don't have to have any weird sizes or have them like alter it in any way. So that was like perfect. And so it came in 3 weeks, which was super nice. And they pulled it out for me, and I unzipped it, and I was like, this is the wrong color. It came in white. And then they were like, "Are you sure?" And then I pulled it and showed my mom, and I was like, this was supposed to be ivory. I mean, I wasn't making a huge big deal of it because it came at the end of July, beginning of August, and my wedding's not until June at this point, so I had like a little less than a year away. And I was like, oh, well, it's the wrong color, I'll try it on to see, make sure it fits and make sure that's the right size. So I tried it on and it fit so perfectly. It made me so happy, and I brought all my stuff to go with it. It just came in the wrong color. And so they just put that one in stock and then reordered it, and it came in like 2 weeks because they're like, oh my god, we're so sorry. And they were nice about it. It wasn't like, oh well, you should have made sure you ordered the right dress. It was like, oh my god, like, we are so sorry. And I was like, oh no, it's fine. It's a long ways away, so I'm not worried about it. I was kind of chill. But then I went back yesterday to finally find my shoes, which I've been procrastinating for months because I was trying to find like a perfect shoe to go with it, like something lacy or whatever, and David's Bridal finally had something that looked like this could be my shoe. So after work, my mom and I ran over to David's Bridal because it's on the other side of town, and went in looking for shoes, and I talked with this really nice lady, I can't remember her name, but I hadn't realized, but I had the children's theater sweatshirt I had on the children's theater sweatshirt when I did Peter Pan, and she had seen, like, her husband was in the show after that, so we had this like nice little connection and talking and stuff and blah blah blah. She's super super nice, and I said, oh, well, do you have the shoe in stock? She's like, it's unfortunately an online only, or she said she's never seen that shoe before, or maybe they only sent it to certain stores that have a little bit more traffic. But we looked around, oh, there he is. We looked around a little bit more to see if we could find something that fit a little bit better. And my mom went and actually pulled my dress from the stock just so we can have an idea of what it would look like, and we just kind of held it up around me and just kind of derped around, and I found the most perfect shoes. Like, you guys, it's gonna be so fabulous. And I didn't think that my look in general when it came to the wedding would be so vintagey. It's almost like 40s looking with the T-length, and then the shoes are, and they're really high pump, like that's how big up, like my foot would sit here and there's about that much room, and then it's got this big heel, and then it has like a ivory satin shaped rose, and it lays kind of flat so you can't really tell, but it is like the perfect shoe. Now I was going between that one and then one with a little bit of a lower heel, so it only came up like that, and it had beading on it that like literally matched my dress. It was so pretty. But after looking and feeling in both shoes, I felt more comfortable with the one with a higher heel rather than the smaller heel, because I'm so used to like being on demi-point and being on my point shoes, and it just felt more comfortable for me. And I could like, after walking around a little bit in both shoes, the taller shoe was so much more comfortable, and it was kind of like I was just walking on demi-point. I mean, it was really nice, and it really pulls the look together, and the ivory on the shoes of the satin matches the satin on my belt. So it's like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. And then the shoes on top of that were on sale, so that was like a huge plus. I feel really bad for people who have such a horrible experience there, because like I feel like when you go to David's Bridal and you have this negative connotation like, oh well, this is gonna be horrible, my consultant's gonna be a bitch, and all these horrible things are gonna happen. Like, they will happen because you are so negative about the whole experience. And I tried going in there with an open mind, and my consultant was really lovely, and I had my family, and I felt like I had a really good vibe. I mean, I felt really good about my experience there, and I would honestly, like, I would recommend like anybody to go there because they have such a good dress selection, and they're not crazy expensive, which was really really nice. And especially if you catch them or if you get your dress when they have their sales, it's like, it's perfect. You really have to like look out for their sales and just do a little bit of researching. But yeah, that was my experience I had at David's Bridal, finding my dress. It was so nice. Like, I think that's probably like one of my favorite days of 2015, was saying yes to my dress at David's Bridal and then going back for my shoes. It was like, oh, it was perfect. I could not have asked for a better experience there. So I think I'm gonna end this video here. Just give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and leave a comment below if you've had any weird experiences at David's Bridal, like good or negative, I don't care. I always like to hear what people think of them because it's really interesting how people have completely different experiences there, and like some people have like horribly negative ones, like I will never go back there again, and then people like me are like, I would go back there to get like a dress for my best friend's wedding if I was going. I don't know, it's perfect. And then also, oh, that was the other thing, at the same time as I was searching for my dress, my sister is my maid of honor. She's my only person, she's the only person in my bridal party, which makes it so much easier so I don't have to follow people around and be like, hey, have you gotten your dress yet? But while Bailey was helping me find my dress, we were able to find my sister's maid of honor dress, and it matched my colors and it looked wonderful on her, and she was able to get shoes, like customizable shoes that matched her dress. And I think they're also a pump. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's just gonna be perfect. I'm so excited, you guys. And I think this is gonna be, what? Stop being sassy. Stop! You interrupt my videos all the time. But yeah, that is going to be the end of this episode of my wedding video stuff. I don't know where I'll go with the rest of the videos. But yeah, let me know if you want to like request something, like how I found my venue or whatever, or whatever you like. Just leave a comment down below, and you should subscribe. I've learned, and it's over here. If you've watched my videos long enough, you know that I have struggled with finding the subscribe button. And it's here. I know it. It is always going to be here. Unless YouTube updates and changes it again. Because at one point it was up here. It was up there, and then you had like a little banner thing above it. It was really cool. But that was like early in YouTube. That was like when it first launched YouTube, which I remember, which makes me feel really old. But yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!